Hello, my name is Michelle Sabick, and I have had the honor of serving as the president of the American Society of Biomechanics this year. I am pleased to welcome you to the virtual ASB 2020 meeting. We all know this has been an historic year for the global pandemic that has affected all of us so deeply in our daily lives, in our family lives, and in how we work. The year has been historic for the waves of people who have been making their voices heard and demanding meaningful justice and change over the killing of George Floyd at the hands of police. Those groups have reminded us how much Black lives matter. And they've also reminded us we have a long way to go in the journey for a truly just and equitable society. The year has been historic for forcing all of us to reimagine how we meet and what community means. And it demanded that our annual meeting be held in a new format, one that our society had never tried before. Obviously, against the backdrop of the sea change that the year 2020 has brought us, moving our meeting to a virtual format seems like a minor adjustment, but it was one that required a massive amount of work for our conference committee and the program committee that were responsible for organizing this year's meeting. Those two volunteer groups, led by Young-Hee Chang and Karen Troy, had been planning for over 2 years for us all to be together in person in Atlanta this week. And when it became clear that that was not likely to happen, they didn't miss a beat. They just set to the task of both undoing the arrangements associated with the original meeting format and planning an entire new meeting, one that we didn't have a blueprint for within our society. You'll hear more from both Young-Hee and Karen in a moment, but I hope you will join me in thanking them for their dedication to our society and to the discipline of biomechanics. Well, I know I personally would love to be visiting with you all in person in Atlanta this week. This new program and the format in which it's being presented will be both interesting and engaging. The hallmarks of our ASB conferences have always been the fascinating science and the camaraderie that we as scientists feel around our shared interest. I think you're going to find those hallmarks are preserved in this new format. I look forward to seeing all of you at the keynote, at the scientific presentations, and at the diversity and student events. And for those of you who are able to join us synchronously, please plan to attend the ASB business meeting on Friday, where we will provide updates on the financial health and activities of the society. We'll explain our plans for the future of our annual meeting, and we'll also install our society's next president, Nick Sturgio. So, without further ado, I would like to officially declare virtual ASB 2020 as open. And now I would like to turn it over to Young-Hee Chang, our ASB 2020 meeting chair, who would also like to provide some welcoming remarks. Thanks, and have a fantastic conference.